Alrighty, what is going on, everyone? It is Austin here, and you know what? I thought I would do a recap today. I haven't done a recap in a really long time, but mainly that's just due to how just freaking busy I've been. I'm a student at school, and I've just this semester's been super, super tough. I'm currently on spring break and capping off a week where I've been green every single day of the week. So I'm not gonna lie, that makes it a little bit easier to do a recap when your days are going well, staying green. So I thought I would just do a recap today. Some really interesting trades this week, and I don't know, I'm just kind of hitting a little bit of a groove right now in trading, but I will admit that that can change very quickly. I've done a lot of self-reflection on my trading strategy and kind of getting back in that zone where I'm just very interested in trading and very, um, just thinking deeply about my quote-unquote strategy and what I can do better. And it's been very clear to me for quite some time that my main difficulty in trading is cutting losses and just I can be consistently green like I am now, having nice green days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, green for a whole week, and then on Monday, next Monday, I can lose 2,000, 3,000 in a single day, and just completely blow up and then just throw away all the progress and just lose all my confidence. So I've been thinking about how to avoid that. It's really quite simple, but easier said than done. But for now, we'll just stick to the recap for today. And you can see I'm up $828 on my day trades today. And Baba has been just such a good mover um, this week. And you can see on the daily chart kind of what it's done this week. Here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And really here on Wednesday, it just had an incredible move on some news, and then today another really nice surge today. And I just thought I'd share kind of my trades on this today, and show you kind of what I did. And I was you can see here, this is actually the second, you can see I'm on a 5-minute chart. This is actually the second 5-minute candle of the day. And usually, if you are familiar with the recaps I used to do last year, um, and I used to do one every single day, and you'll always see me here. I've always got my multi-time frame set up here on thinkorswim, and I'm always on the 1-minute chart here. But what was interesting is when I took this entry, you see my entry here kind of off the open. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes on the open. I took this entry 181. Right here is my entry. Really, really good entry. Um, but as I was watching this, um, I liked the pre-market setup, the daily setup, the open of this candle, right? When you're watching this pre-market, I'm always thinking about where is this going to open on the daily chart, right? Where are we going to see this open up? And then based on where it's going to open up, does that give us a good setup for the daily chart? The answer here is yes. Nice open, right? We have this candle gapping down from this candle, but this candle closes green, nice kind of wick here. This is kind of a setup candle, I would say. And then here, a nice favorable open in that we don't gap down really. Maybe just a tiny, tiny gap down, very negligible, and allowing for the kind of that. This is basically as good as a kind of move up, pullback, and then continuation. Really as simple as that on the daily chart. Now, when it comes to this kind of minute by minute setup, I was on the minute chart. Then, you know what I did? I flipped over to the 5-minute because if you notice on the 1 minute, this was very, very tricky. In fact, I probably would have missed this trade altogether if I hadn't switched to the 5-minute. The reason for that is this candle came up. Look at this candle, squeezing up and then, well, not squeezing up, just pushing up and then closing red. And then look at this candle, dumping down, then buying straight back up. In the middle of this candle, I switched to the 5-minute, and I thought, let me look at the 5-minute and just kind of zoom out, not get too bogged down in these kind of minute by minute fluctuations. Let's look at this setup. And when I looked at this, I liked it a lot better. We have this push up, then kind of a doji candle in continuation. We see that a lot. And of course, on the open, we're going to see some volatility, and we've got a much better chance to kind of have a good move in either direction. You can see I've traded this one throughout the week quite a bit. It's been a great mover. Um, but today, really nice kind of pre-market setup, right? This kind of yesterday pullback day, consolidation, and then in pre-market, just more consolidation. You can tell this is ready for a move, and a nice move to the upside here. Really awesome move. 100 to 107, really just kind of nonstop one-way ticket. $7, $8. Got in this kind of right below 101. Awesome, awesome entry. I was watching this on the 5 minute, and as it was coming up, I waited for a little, just a little bit of pullback. I'm really lucky that I got in because this you can see just from this um, 5 minute candle, it looks like it just took off, and it really did. But I got in on a slight pullback here at 181 and then just rode it up 102.78, got a little bit out. So I got out a lot of it quite early, which, I think I would recommend doing that. You want to get out some of your position. My only regret on this trade, obviously, is that I would have taken more size, but that's obviously, easy to say that you would have rather taken more size. But really, I guess what I'm trying to get at with this kind of trade recap is remembering to kind of zoom out a little bit. And I always, always, always am on the 1 minute, especially right off the open. I'm always looking at the 1 minute. But I kind of thought, I watched some more videos on YouTube about trading, and I have I have a decent amount of trading experience at this point. I have like 4 years of trading experience. I'm only 22, but I started doing this when I was 18. So I've been trading a long time. But even now I find kind of switching it up, doing new things gives me kind of a fresh and new perspective on kind of how to look at the markets. And I really, really think that kind of zooming out, not even a 3 minute, not even a 3 minute, a 5 minute, that's I just kind of had a fresh perspective on, it's easy to think right off the open, oh, I need to be looking at like 1 minute candles. I need to get as granular as possible to look at each fluctuation. But when you zoom out and you look at the broader time frames, what that allows you to see is the setups and the patterns that are going to be taking place on those time frames. The bigger the time frame you zoom out to, the more dominant overriding setups you're going to be looking at, right? So the daily setup allows us to kind of ask ourselves, what do we think the stock's going to do today? Right? That's a very vague question. What's the stock going to do today? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? That's really all when I look at this daily chart. That's really all I'm thinking of. And the daily chart I would say is most important before the candles even opened, right? In the pre-market, before we've even gotten open. I'm thinking about where is the stock going to open up on the daily chart, and does that present a good daily setup? Likewise, once it's opened, we can think about a 15-minute, right, or an hour chart, and all these different time frames allow us to look into uh, the patterns on those time frames. And then once we can check off the boxes, okay, the 5 minute looks bullish, the 15-minute looks bullish, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the daily, they all look bullish. Then we confirm with market direction. What's the market doing? Is the market bullish? The more things you can get in your favor, right? Does BABA have volume? Is it going to have volume today? Well, yeah, certainly it is. It's been high volume all week. You can see on the daily chart just how much volume it's been putting up relative to, weeks and months prior. Actually, this is some of the highest volume this stock's ever seen, I think. So anyway, I'm rambling, but I think this stuff is valuable. Anyway, when I zoom out to the 5 minute, it allows me to gain a perspective that I otherwise wouldn't have seen on the 1 minute, where you probably would have missed this move. You see this candle come up, gets eaten up, comes back down, closes red, big reversal. At that point, you've already flipped to another stock. You're not even looking at it. Then you flip back to BABA, wham, it's up, $3 a share in just 3 minutes. But when you zoom out to the 5 minute, you start to, you're not missing that quite as much. You see this doji form, you see this green start to take off, boom, you're in. Your entry is in. I'm not interested. I'm not concerned with the 1 minute fluctuations. Allows me to kind of take some size here, and then it's a simple stop under 99.50. But this one just straight away just took off, and forget about even the 5 minute, just the pre-market setup, the market strength, all of those things are giving me confidence to take this trade. I do wish I had taken bigger size. I think I just, it was Friday. I really didn't want to kind of mess up the day, but, just wanted to cap off the week basically. But ironically, it ended up being my most profitable day of the week, of the entire week. So that was great, but you can see I wasn't quite done here. Took some profits here, and then as it came down, I stopped out of the rest of my shares. Okay, fine, but definitely the stock's going to maintain on watch. But looking at this 5 minute once again, giving this some chance to consolidate, and I had some other trades. I went to some other stocks. Then I came back to this one and I started looking at it again. This time I did flip to a 1 minute. I'm not saying that you don't look at the 1 minute at all. The 1 minute can give you a unique perspective as well. Here I did look at the 1 minute and the 5 minute. And this just comes from experience, identifying trend lines and spots where you can draw trend lines, look for patterns. And here I'll draw this out. I did have this drawn out. I'm not. I think I just deleted this because it kind of got in the way of my afternoon trading. But right there, we've got this kind of bullish consolidation going, and it's really quite simple. Just buy into the support here and anticipate the breakout. Personally, I like to anticipate the breakout because it allows me to get the better entry, especially on a stock like this where it's just so bullish on the day and it's got tremendous volume, and you can just anticipate that today is going to be a day where it's going to run. Um, it is a very oversold stock still, and we've got this kind of market relief, this kind of overall relief in market sentiment. The Federal Reserve just raised interest rates, and the market's kind of realizing, oh, okay, like we got through that, we jumped that hurdle. So there's a bit of overall relief in the market. The market just completely uh, ripped upside today. I'll flip over to my futures briefly here. You can see what the ES did, just really straight up all day. So with the backdrop of that, all of these things again just intersecting to give you confidence in taking these trades. I don't know why my VWAP is not uh, you know, why it ends right here. If I flip over to the 5 minute, or maybe a 3 minute too. So let's just look at the 3 minute. So here you can see right in at VWAP, you got VWAP support and you have this bullish pennant. This is just beautiful, beautiful. So my first buy was here, 105.50, just kind of in the middle of this pennant, anticipating the breakout. And then here, attempts, fails, but we're still in this pennant. We test, come down to VWAP, holds the support. I'm adding as we're bouncing off that kind of bottom end. I hate that I keep having to adjust this. It's so annoying. As we bounce off the bottom side of this pennant, 1062, I'm adding 50 shares. Of course, it's easy for me to say I wish I would have added more, but at least I added. That's another thing I've been working on, adding to winners, right? And again, I'm adding before it's even broken out. And then as it breaks out, I am closing those 50 shares straight away. So a little bit of profit there, but then still holding the core of my position. In hindsight, I think perhaps this is the ad spot and then just let it float up. But um, I tend to be a little bit more conservative when I add to positions. I want to be kind of taking some off straight away. So we get the break there and then just letting this float up, really working on kind of letting it ride, letting it ride, letting it ride, keeping those shares on. So I taking some shares off here, but you can see in terms of my exits, not great. I got 5 shares out up here above 111, and then before we start to pull back, keeping these shares on, anticipating maybe a move up to 112 or even 115. 115 would take us up to this 50 moving average, so I had my eye on that. But that did not come through. Started to notice this kind of pattern playing out, and then as we break out below this support, you can see this trend line. I'll go back to the 5 minute. Uh, this trend line is just a continuation of this support takes us all the way here. So as we broke below that, I cut the position. We jumped back up, some more choppiness in here, but really I didn't miss out of any on any more upside in this stock. So really just a great day on BABA 788. And then I just want to talk about one other name. I did have some trades on GameStop today. Um, and then a couple quick trades on Facebook, but that didn't really amount to anything. And then IXHL, I took one stab at, but nothing really to just tiny, tiny size there. GameStop, I tried multiple times. This one, I really am. This one, oh man, I'm salty about it because I saw this off the open. I was looking at this pre-market right on the open. My eyes were on this one, not even on BABA. Straight away, I was looking at GameStop, and I really liked this setup. Some choppiness in the pre-market for sure, but you've just got such a clear bottom here. Um, this is just very obvious support right here. Look at all these bottoms and right there on the open. And then this is just kind of a almost like a triple bottom setup, kind of that cup shape that I was really anticipating. I really was off the open. This is exactly what I was thinking of and looking for. But I decided not to take it, and then by the second candle, I was already in Baba, and all my attention was on Baba at that point. And when I looked back at this, I saw it had hit $94, and I just shook my head because that's exactly what I was anticipating to happen on this name, and I just didn't take it. And that will happen sometimes, but you got to just that's trading. That's just trading. So this is exactly what I thought would happen, and I looked at the daily chart too, and that was right there opening at support. This just was too obvious to miss, but I did miss it. So um, again, that'll happen sometimes. But here, I tried this one multiple times for a continuation higher. I really did like it for a move higher, and because what we know this one has potential to squeeze once it gets above key levels. So tried it here, stopped out, came down a little more, coming up again, double bottom, looking for it again, entering here, adding to the position as it comes up here, but just not breaking above that 94 level, stopping out again. And then I tried it one more time, third time's the charm, and this time we did get it. And there it did the move that I was looking for, that continuation. You got the almost a reverse head and shoulders here, I would say, and then boom. And normally I would not stab it at three times, but it was this kind of reverse head and shoulders pattern that I was looking at that gave me the confidence to pull the trigger one more time, and this time we got it, and you know that allows me to finish green on this on the stock, but only barely because these losses they did kind of add up, but this one we got a nice oops. Uh, Finally a nice move there to new highs toward the end of the day. Only 35 shares. Very small sizes. Again, toward the end of the day where I'd already kind of made all that money on Baba, not trying to, lose anything or make any big plays, just, wanted to capture that move. Just wanted to have a little stake in it. Just to say, hey, I'm here. I'm anticipating this. But look at the volume that came in on that candle. Wow. So anyway, that was my trading on the day. And it's going to be tough for me to continue to do these recaps because I just frankly don't have the time with just how busy I am and all the work. But I can see kind of light at the end of the tunnel. I'll be graduating from university in December, and then after that, find somewhere to live. And hopefully then, once I'm through all this college business, maybe at that point I can start to take trading kind of to the next level. Think about investing a little bit more into this. And I know the Discord is just completely dead. It's a big regret of mine. I really wish there were more kind of participation, and I don't know. I'm very into this and I want to make it work, but I just have very little time. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. And please please like the video if this was helpful for you. It helps me a lot. It keeps me you know confident that this is helpful and this is valuable information to people, and I think it is. So I hope it is, and if it is, let me know. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right, guys. I hope you have a good weekend, and I hope that you have had a great week of trading. All right. Bye bye.